Hello, friends. Welcome back to Shadowplay Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Make yourselves at home. Please take a look around, enjoy some of the pick a card, pick a sticker, pick a crystal, pick a CD, whatever it is, readings that we have. And yeah, if you're returning, then as always, I'm sending you a big ol' hug. Thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with me and allowing me to read your energy, my friends. So for today's reading, I do have something a little bit different planned. We are going to be looking into, this is for those of you who are finding yourselves at a crossroads in your life. So maybe a decision you have to take in order to move forward. Maybe you have this deep want to move forward and you're not really sure how to do that. So we're going to be trying to address some of those things during today's reading. This is a collective reading, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. It could be someone else's story. Don't let anything bum you out. If something does not sound for you, then it probably is not. If something sounds like your situation, then it is only my hope that you hear something here that you can apply to your real life off of the internet, and that it could really help you to make the changes that you want to make for yourself. So, my loves, today we are going to be looking into what is going on in your life. We're going to start with a quick little energy check-in. It'll help you identify if you picked the correct group. We're going to be looking into what is going on, what decision, what's influencing you. We'll see what comes through. And then we're going to move forward. I'm going to be using two different decks. On one side, we're going to be looking into one of the suggested options of how you can move forward and what the potential outcome is if you take that route. And the second is going to be a second option with the same thing, a potential outcome of the situation if you were to go in the other direction. Very curious what's going to come through. So after we talk outcomes, we are going to do a little bit of general advice at the end. And this reading does come with a disclaimer. Friends, please know you're the only one that lives your life. You're the only one that walks in your shoes and that takes every breath in your body. You know yourself best. Anything you hear during this reading is only a mere suggestion. And basically, only you are qualified enough to make decisions on what's best for you. I am not meant to take the place of any kind of professional advice. Just thought I'd have to throw that out there. I don't take these readings lightly. I know that the influence that energy readings can have on people, and that's something that I'm very aware of. And my intention is always just to bring through truth and clarity, even if it's not the sugary, fluffy messages that you would like to hear. I always pray on letting you know what you need to hear. And with that being said, my loves, let's get into it. Today we have three groups to choose from. Group one is our spiky little Casper, the friendly ghost. Group number two is our little devil wearing a Pikachu kimono. And group number three is my homegirl, Miss Betty Boop, over here, looking so cute. So when you guys are ready, I will meet you at your reading. Hello, my group number ones. If you picked this prickly little Casper, the friendly ghost, then welcome to your reading, my friends. Today, we are going to be looking into whatever crossroads you're currently at in your life. We're going to do a little energy read, check in on that. We are going to be looking into, we're going to be asking Spirit to help guide us. What are our options? And what are the potential outcomes of those options? And then, of course, wrapping your reading up with general advice from Spirit on your situation. So I do just want to say, disclaimer, no one knows your life as well as you do. So if you hear something here that resonates and that feels like it applies to your situation, then it's my hope that you take that and apply it in your real life off of the internet. If something does not sound like it's yours, if it's just totally feels disconnected and unrelated, then go ahead and ignore those messages, because those could definitely be for someone else. This is a collective reading. And also, this isn't meant to take the place of any kind of professional advice. I don't know why I feel like I have to say that, but I guess when you are speaking on, life situations and making decisions, just always remember, this is all about free will. Even though the tarot can predict, it's like predicting where the energy is heading if nothing changes. So maybe something you hear here, can help you redirect how you see fit, my friends. All right, let's get started. Enough of that. I hope you're all doing amazing. And yeah, let's ask Spirit, angels, ancestors, spirits, and guides. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel these messages for the collective. What is the current energy in my group one's lives? What is the current Crossroads energy going on in their life? Do they have a decision to make? What's going on in their life? Group one. Maybe stressed out, my group ones. Group one, what's their general energy? Group one, what's their current energy? All right, so I definitely feel like you are keeping to yourself. You're possibly feeling disconnected or feel like you want to just, I'm gonna move our little sticker over. Maybe you feel like you don't really want to engage right now with people that you normally do. I think, are you trying to figure out how you feel about something? There's like romantic feelings showing up, as well as someone manifesting. Maybe envisioning what you want in love when it comes to feelings. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you in this hermit mode. But I see like you're trying to maybe there's a new opportunity for something, but you've kind of been over something or out of it for a while, that you're trying to come out of this energy. I feel like you're trying to manifest your long-term plan, your long-term goal. Spirit, why the Knight of Cups? Okay. For some of you, this could be a decision about a relationship, how you feel about a romantic relationship in your life, or a meaningful relationship. Why the 10 of Wands, Spirit? We got 2. Okay, so I feel like you're feeling like you have a lot of responsibility on your plate, or like you have a lot burdening you, and I almost feel like you're kind of stressed out over the end of something, or over a big change that you know needs to happen or is going to happen. I feel like you have had to process during this time. Bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse, which does not surprise me. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So before I jump around, the messages are just coming in really quickly for you, my group number ones. So I definitely feel like someone here is feeling like in manifesting mode. And even if you don't consider yourself to be someone who's in manifesting mode, or you even realize what that is, you putting time and energy into the thought, into like your thoughts create energy. And always remember that, my group number ones, because that goes true for positive thoughts as well as negative thoughts. So when you think positively, or even when you're envisioning your future, that's creating momentum. That's like starting to give the universe like the green light on, hey, you can totally start on bringing these things in for me. Because it's like, I've heard other readers describe it as you're putting your order into the universe. Like if you're ordering at a restaurant, you're putting your order in. So it's like when you're putting these thoughts out, you're putting your order into the universe. Like, what do you want to order? What do you want it to bring in? And I feel like you're either already have realized that, you're stepping into the power of that, or you're doing that without even realizing it. But either way, I want to let you know you're very powerful when you're in this energy. You have all the resources. I'm seeing you as being someone who's very resourceful, even if you are fearful that the stability you currently have created, like you don't want to compromise that. And I feel like there's something here about you're afraid that you wasted your time. Like you don't want to feel like you invested into something and you're not getting what your investment out of it. Like it's not like, not that it hasn't been worth it, because I totally don't think of things like that, but maybe you think that, or maybe there's been points where you've thought like, man, I invested all this time, energy, emotion, whatever it is, and now you're just kind of holding on to it. You're holding on to your stability, not necessarily because it's enough, not necessarily because it's fulfilling, but because it's stable. Okay. You're manifesting your long-term investment, is what I keep hearing. Investment for you, my group number ones, but that doesn't mean like money. I mean, it can mean money depending on what this is. I'm more feeling like your investment is your time. Your investment has been your emotion, or what you have contributed to the situation. And I feel like whatever partnership this is, there are romantic feelings here, but you're very unsure how to proceed, and you're almost like not willing to make a decision. Even if there is a disunion in the situation, if this isn't about another person, and say this is about a long-term job or a long-term living situation, there's something here right now that isn't working with the two parts. Like there's disunion, even though there are feelings there, and they could be, they're definitely related to love. They're like feel-good feelings. There's still like a disunion that's coming through. I already spoke a little bit about how I feel that you're starting to question, like, if this was a waste of time, or if all your investment is for nothing. So you're kind of hanging on to what you do have. So I do feel like there's been a part in the situation that has led you to feel like burdened and probably stressed out. But I almost feel like, as I was saying earlier, it's like you had to process your own feelings of loss and grief. And I feel like you're getting over it. Like, I feel like that is something that's been there and you're like processing through it. I do feel like it could have to do with the ending of a big chapter. Possibly a delay in this ending this big chapter, or starting something new. There's something here of an ending that caused pain, and it made you feel overburdened. I do think that during this time, maybe you've been, like I said, kind of out of it when it comes to other situations in your life. Maybe you haven't wanted to deal with something, or it made you shut down in a way. It made you disassociate, like not want to deal with it. But you're trying to come out of that now, and you're trying to see the opportunity that is there. Because I do think that you feel like there is a tangible opportunity within this situation. I do think you are keeping to yourself right now, which is, I mentioned that earlier with this Hermit card and the Three of Cups in reverse. Maybe you felt like you were overdoing it with hanging out with people, or you're kind of done hanging out with people for now. There's something here about an overindulgence that you're like, okay, I need time to myself, which I think is great, because you're showing up as very much in a healing space and an introspective place right now, where you're probably like going within. And I think that's probably the best thing you could be doing right now. My group number ones. All right. So if this sounds like you, then you found your correct group. All right. Now we're going to check into, now that we know a little bit about your situation and your decision that you, that's on your mind, or which way you want to head in. Let's go further into tarot. So I do want to say your bottom of the deck was the Seven of Swords in reverse. So this is required honesty. This situation has required honesty, possibly on your part or other people involved in the situation. But I think the more you step into authenticity of yourself and what's going on, how you truly feel, what you truly want, it's like that, the better off you'll be. Like, honesty is like absolutely necessary in this situation. All right, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Can we please get, let's see how my group number ones can move through this. What's their first option? What's their first option in moving through this, Spirit? 3 cards, please. What's an option? 8 of Pentacles. What's an option for them to move through this, Spirit? What's one of their options? Star card and the Ace of Swords in reverse, and we'll look into that in a minute. Why the Ace of... Oh, that wants to come out for you too, so we'll leave that here. We'll leave that with the High Priestess. I don't think you're doing very much talking. Why the Ace of Swords in reverse, Spirit? Okay. And let's get you a secondary option on your situation. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Can we please get one more option for group number 1? How can they move through this? What's another option for them? What's another option for them to move through this? All right. Why the Hermit reverse, Spirit? Oh, look at that. You got the same card. The 7 of Swords in reverse. Honesty. Why the 9 of Wands in reverse? Honesty with a masculine figure who may not be feeling confident right now. By the Page of Wands. Okay. All right. Let me see. This is actually the first time I read like this. So let me see if I want to pull the outcome at the same time. I think I will. Let's pull an outcome for this first option. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Can we get an outcome for this first option? Where's the energy going to head? Page of Swords in reverse. What's the outcome? Oops. What's the outcome for group number 1? Okay. And let's pull the outcome for option number 2. I do want to tell you guys that the 7 of Swords keeps following you around. You got it here in reverse the first time. Now it's upright and it's showing up here. So there's lies and deceit that have been present in the situation, but it's time to be honest. And the lies and deceit could be emotions haven't been shared, or how you've really been feeling, or what you've been going through. It hasn't been shared. And I see that there's been a lot of silence in the situation, a lot of keeping to yourself, which isn't bad. I'm just saying, like, maybe you're not speaking your truth, or someone here is not. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. What's the outcome for this second option? What's the outcome for this second option? The Page of Swords again. So a lot of watching each other. Okay, so let's get into it, my group number 1s. So we have, as you guys heard, I just asked for 2 different options of what you could potentially do and what the potential outcomes are. I say potential because it's energy and everything is bound to change, okay? Energy is always changing. You could have a conversation later on today after you watch this and your circumstances change. And that's just how it goes. But rest assured, no matter which path you take, there is no right and wrong. It's what's right for you in this moment in time. So we have for option 1, I feel like one of the ways that you could move forward, or maybe you've thought about moving forward, is to just focus on your goal. Whatever it is you decide to do, like work hard and hone in on it. And I see you being very, I almost want to say mysterious, but it's like you're not really sharing. You're not sharing what you're focusing on, meaning you're not really speaking on it. You're just kind of working on your own thing. You're holding your cards close to your chest, but you're being very hopeful. I feel like you're very hopeful here about what you're building for your future. There is something here about the way you think about someone, this King of Wands. This could be you, this could be someone else, but this is a masculine energy who's very confident. And I feel like possibly here, there's something about you changing how you view yourself. Like your confidence is probably going to change, because I feel like that just naturally happens when you're working towards something and you start to make progress. And I feel like during this time, you will be very connected to your intuition. Like I said, there's a sense of you moving without saying very much. There's a lot going on beneath the surface, but you're not really letting on to that. There's something here about changing the way you think of, like I said, this could be you, this could be someone else. If it's you, I honestly feel it's like your confidence shining through, you changing the way you think about yourself and what you're capable of, you stepping into your masculine energy and taking charge, being assertive, seeing what you want and working hard and going after it without fear. If this is someone else, this is about you changing your perspective about this person who is attractive and charismatic, and this could be like someone who is stable and like, I feel like cares about you or cares about the situation. There's something about changing the way you think about this person. Like I said, it could go either way, but I'm kind of feeling like that's your confidence that's speaking on, like if you're this King of Wands, could be a fire sign, or you could have fire in your chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, doesn't have to be, but that is pretty present there. And there's something about you changing your perspective. Now, if you decide to just silently move toward your goal and make it your sole focus, there's a sense here that someone is going to be watching you. There's not much communication. Communication isn't in, but there is a sense that someone is going to keep a very close eye on what you're doing. I feel like whatever it is you're moving towards, it is your long term, and this is saying that when it comes to your foundation, your long term, whatever the situation is, it's showing me a 10 of Pentacles again. This means it could be family, it could be a long-term relationship, whatever it is, there's someone watching how you're navigating that. There's someone, like the outcome is you are going to be very firm in your boundaries. People are going to know how you think and feel on a situation. You're going to be very open with sharing that. I don't see you taking people's feelings into account, not in a negative way, in like a positive way, where you're like, you're not sacrificing your boundary for how someone else feels, is what I'm getting. And that is the potential outcome if you do choose to silently work towards your goal and, you know, go this way. So it's not, I mean, it's not a terrible place to be in at all. It just sounds to me like you're going to be doing your thing and bringing down this sword if you have to on anyone that has anything to say about it. So the second option that's coming through is we have the Hermit reverse. We have the Seven of Swords reverse. We have the Nine of Wands reverse, the Emperor reverse. We have the Page of Wands with the Three of Swords. So this to me feels like your other option for how to proceed, or maybe this is something you've even thought about. Maybe these are things you've thought about. But this feels like you coming out of your hermit mode, like whatever distancing you have done in the situation, whatever kind of space you have created to protect your feelings, because I do see that there is hurt and disappointment here. Maybe you're afraid you're going to hurt and disappoint someone. Whatever this is, it just feels like there's a real need for authenticity here. Someone here hasn't been truthful about something, and it's time to take the mask off. So your second option has to do with reuniting or coming back together, but in a moment of truth is what it feels like. This is going to want you, or no, this is not going to want you to. You're going to want to give up, because I see you're exhausted. I'm seeing like emotional exhaustion because you have been hurt in this situation, and someone here is ready to give up or move on from. And it's tied into this Emperor reversed. There is a masculine that's coming through in your energy. So maybe you recognize this person as an energy that's around you. But with this Emperor reversed, I just want to say, be careful about emotional or any kind of manipulation, just because I am seeing that someone isn't being fully truthful here. And there's exhaustion and there's like heartbreak. And then there's this masculine energy who isn't standing in their power and is either abusing the power that they do have, which means they are someone who is seen as normally being stable and someone who is reliable and has good ideas and can lead, but this person isn't really wanting to lead right now, or they're just not in their power. And I feel like this is going to require someone here to be truthful about that. I do think that there is an opportunity here for communication, but it might be painful, or it might like highlight what needs to be healed. So your second option has to do with addressing the situation up front and being truthful about it. The potential outcome for that option is, I do see a partnership and I do see a reunion, but I feel like part of the thing that someone here has to be truthful about or authentic about is this partnership or relationship based on the memories of how things used to be? Because at this point, that's become a fantasy, is what I'm saying. Because whatever you're dealing with now is not what you were dealing with back then. If you're thinking of the good times, it's almost like bringing you back. Pulling you back is what I feel like. This option is going to lead to communication versus them just watching you over here, them watching you do your thing and you being, bossing it up, to you being open and vulnerable and having difficult conversations is what I'm feeling, and identifying like what has become fantasy, what we've been living in the past is what I'm hearing. And I do see communication, and maybe this person, their way of communicating, maybe you're more mature, or maybe they're a younger air sign. I'm seeing fire and air showing up in your reading. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. But there is a new opportunity here. If you do choose this route, the more vulnerable and talking and communicating and having, being real and authentic, I do see that it is going to lead to an opportunity at a new start. Now, what that new start is, I'm not really sure, but it is a new chapter for your situation. My group number ones. Let me see if I have anything else for you. I think that's it. I almost feel like you could combine both of these things and work on your own thing and then be authentic when you're ready to. And only you can determine what you haven't been being authentic in. But I'm almost feeling like it's an acceptance of the situation. And like I said, there's something here about thinking a little bit too much of the good times, and in return, it's disconnected us from the present times is kind of what I'm feeling. Okay, my group number ones. Let's see. What advice do we have for you? I don't even know if we need advice, but let's go for it. I'm just winging this reading. Let's use our Moon Oracle cards. I haven't used these in a while. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. What advice do you have for my group my group number ones. What advice do you have for my group number ones when it comes to this direction and the decision they have to make? Oh, a new start is coming. I love that for you guys. New moon. So we did just have a new moon in Capricorn a few days ago. Depending on when you watch this, this could be any new moon. And you did show up as the magician, so make sure you're manifesting. Take a moment, look up when the new moon is, whenever you watch this, the next one, and the night of the new moon, or at some point during that time, write down what you want to manifest. Write down and burn it, or write down and fold it up and put it underneath a candle and light the candle up with intention to help you manifest more quickly, my friends. And if you need candles, you know where to find me. My website, I need to stock it back up, but I plan on doing that. All right, let's see. What other advice do we have for my group number ones? Meditate and contemplate, which I feel like you've been doing because you have been in hermit mode. And then we have surrender to the divine. So there are some things that are out of your control. All you can do is find your own zen. And remember, I kept saying, like, do what feels right to you in this moment, in this situation. But I love this, my friends. A new start is coming. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So new moon in Pisces, is that in a month or two? That might be next month in February. So depending on when you watch this, maybe you're going to be in a very contemplative state. And surrender. Write what you want, manifest it, and surrender it into the universe. Okay, my friends, my group number ones, thanks so much for joining me here today and for hanging out with me during this new style of reading I was trying. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you heard something that can help you in your real life. And I will catch you at the next one. Thanks, guys. Hello, friends. Hello, group number two. If you picked this little devil, then welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today's reading is going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to. We are going to be, first, we're going to be looking into the energy of what is going on with you in this crossroads type of situation. And then we're going to be pulling two different options of potential, ways you can proceed, what those potential outcomes will be, and then general advice. So I feel like for this video, I have to just remind you guys, I am not meant to take the place of any kind of professional advice. Only you know your life. You're the only person living in it, and you're the only person that can make decisions based on, what's best for you, my friends. I'm just here to help shine some light on some situations and help you identify those things that maybe you have to address in order to be able to have the breakthrough that you are looking for. If you are watching tarot online, I can only assume that you want to better yourself and you want to be living in the best timeline and frequency that you possibly can. And sometimes that requires us to really look within and forces us to make decisions that normally could probably be very easy to overlook and kind of sweep under the rug, right? But we are here to face life's challenges and conquer them together, my friends. I don't know why I felt like you needed a freaking pep talk. I'm here for you guys. Okay, my loves, let's get started. First, let's do a general little energy check-in on you. Angels, ancestors, spirits, and guides, thank you so much for allowing me this connection and allowing me to channel these messages for my group number twos. What is their general energy? What is the crossroads they're currently dealing with in their life? Possibly a decision they have to make, how to proceed. What is going on in my group number two's life? Well, I definitely saw that. You got the Two of Wands. So pondering, my friends. Are you envisioning your future? your future love, love for yourself, love for others, love in your life. I like that. Thank you, Spirit. What else is going on with my group number 2s? Okay. All right, coming out swinging, my group number 2s. Thank you. One more, Spirit. What's going on with my group number 2s? You want balance. You want balance. Balancing a situation from the past. Can you tell me about this Ace of Cups? Spirit, this Ace of Cups. Thank you. You seem very methodical, my group number 2s, meaning you're not afraid to plan. Why is this King of Wands here? There it goes again, the 2 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. All right. Why is the Justice in reverse here, Spirit? Something from the past that you know is over. 6 of Pentacles. Why is that here? Oh, the Tower. All right. So let's get into it, my group number 2s. I do think that you're trying to come out of this place of like being stressed. Why is this 6 of Pentacles here with the Tower? There's something thrown off balance by people in the situation. Maybe you didn't see it coming or someone didn't see it coming, but let's start over here. We have the Ace of Cups along with the Strength card. So love is on your mind. Basically, I feel like love in general, like this could be romantic love, but I almost feel like there's a strength here in love, and I like it. That's not a bad place to be. But I'm also getting the energy of you possibly being stuck in an old idea about something, and it did cause stress, but now I feel like you're really trying to release it. There's a sense here where you know that you need to change your mind about something or change the way you think about something, and it did cause you stress. But like I said, I feel like you're starting to take the steps to recover. Like you want to get to a better place when it comes to that. I am seeing a fire sign come through. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, but this King of Wands is someone who's very charismatic, possibly a boss of some sort or a business owner, someone that manages people with confidence. They are very confident. People are drawn to them. They're easy to talk to. They're also very hard worker. Someone that sees what needs to get done and isn't afraid to get it done is what I'm hearing. There's also the energy tied into, so if this sounds like you, I feel like you have the confidence and assertiveness to think about your future and what your options are. Who do you want to bring into your future? What do you see in your future? Who belongs in that picture? Who's coming with? Who's staying behind? Who, what, where? It doesn't just have to do with a who. It could be a what, because there could be also mental cycles that you are within you that don't belong in your future. And I feel like you're starting to see that, and you're ready to and you're being encouraged to make the change is what I want to tell you. And I feel like your confidence is there when it comes to this change. Possibly leaving something behind for something else, or just moving closer towards what you know your future is going to look like. I do want to point out that I am getting the number 3 in 2 different places. Maybe that means something to you. Maybe there's a choice here to make. Maybe it has to do with a partnership where there's 3 people, if this is work or home, or I mean, only you would know, but my eye is drawn to these 3 birds, and then I did pull the 3 of Cups in reverse here. So I see that you are in the energy of planning and trying to methodically plan out what's the most logical way to move through this. What is going to make sense? What's going to end up working in the end? It is slow movement, but that's because it's going to work. I mean, I feel like you're going to make sure it works. I also feel there's something here about either healing something from your childhood, or being wrapped up in old memories of how something used to be. There's something here about the past, but it's not showing up as something that's helping you right now. It might actually be slowing you down because of the way you think about something, of how it used to be, or childhood. Like I said, there's something here that's nostalgic, but it's not like oh, that was cool and then move on. It's you're getting wrapped up in the memory of something. But I do see you planning and you are moving forward, but there, it does carry the energy of it carrying forward in a way of how something used to be. There's something from the past that's off balance, but maybe someone here doesn't want to address it. Maybe there's something about childhood healing here that someone doesn't want to address. And when you're in this Nine of Pentacles, you're planning how the end is going to go, is kind of what I'm feeling. I'm reading these cards diagonally. And there's something about the past that doesn't want to be re-looked at, or someone here doesn't want to re-look at it, but it's kind of a holdup in the situation. There is the end. There is an end of a chapter so that there can be rebirth. But I feel like because we have the Death card and the Tower card, someone here views it a disaster, or it feels devastating, or it feels out of control. It probably feels like all of the above, depending on what time of day anyone could ask you, right? Because you're probably writing the motions, or someone here is, because there's a sense here that you know something from the past is ready to be put to rest. You did get the Six of Pentacles card with the Tower. So this shows me someone here was very giving in the situation. Maybe even gave to the point of enabling, and it made the partnership kind of become overindulgent in some way. Yeah, it went from being very giving and very abundant. Someone here had a lot to give, has a lot to give, but it led to overindulgence. And now it's kind of led into this Tower moment where whatever isn't working is going to come crumbling down. And I think that you know that. And I think that's why you're trying to release how you think about it. Because it's too fucking stressful to live like this, my friends. All right, my group twos. Let me, if this sounds like you, my friends, then you picked the right reading. Let's see what you can do about this, okay? We're not just going to leave you hanging. We're not going to leave pointing out your problems without a solution. I hate that, don't you? All right. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Can we please see one of the options that my group 2 can proceed? What's one of the options? These are all flying out. I'm not ready to take them yet. All right, what's one of the options that my group number 2s can take? What's one of the options my group 2 can take? Oh, thank you, Spirit. Moving on is literally what I heard. I'm hearing that there's something you already know about the past. So this could be the past with this person, if it's another person, if you're in a situation, if you're in a job, whatever it is. I feel like there's something you already know here that someone is avoiding from the past. There's an avoidance here. One more, Spirit. Why the Knight of Wands or why the Knight of Wands? All right. And what's the potential outcome, Spirit? Wait, no, let me get one more for that Justice reverse. Can you get one for the Justice reverse? Yeah, it's stressing you out. It's stressing, the past is stressing you out. We'll leave it there. Potential outcome, Spirit. What's the potential outcome? What's the potential outcome? You got the Three of Cups at the bottom again. Interesting. All right, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. What's another option that my group twos can take through this situation? It's like literally blatant move on or just don't. One more. One more, Spirit. What's the potential? Why the Three of Wands in reverse? Why the Eight of Wands, Spirit? Why the Eight of Wands? And why the Ten of Cups? Okay. All right. And what is the potential outcome for this option? What's the potential outcome for this option? What's the potential outcome? All right. All right, my friends. Let me make sure. I want you to be able to see these cards. Let me bring them up. As I always say, my desk loves to keep the cards stuck. All right. So the first option that I pulled, or one of your potential options here, and I honestly feel like these are coming up as things you've already thought about. So, you know, hopefully this potential outcome will help you in making your decision. But I feel like your first option is very clear: to move on, to get yourself to a better place, to make the tough decision, whatever it is you got to do, to move away from whatever it is that you already know isn't working out. And almost like, I hate this expression, but it's like beating a dead horse is what I'm getting. Because I feel like that's what you're going to feel like you're doing if you don't start working on getting yourself out of whatever this is, or to a better place, whatever that means to you. Because again, there's something from the past that keeps coming up. I do think, though, that if you choose to move away from the situation, you yourself might be feeling a little hot and cold about it. Like you're ramped up for it. You're ready for the change 1 minute. And then the effort that you put behind it isn't really followed through. Maybe not consistently enough to get it into driving motion, even though there is going to be movement and you are going to be fired up to make whatever decision you got to make to move past this, to get to a better place, to get to your rainbow again. Just make sure it's consistent, because there's enough there to get you going. I just want to make sure that it's to keep you going as well. And this is feeling a little hot and cold, or, you know, passionate about making changes when it comes to your foundation, possibly your relationship or your home structure, whatever your stability is. It's showing up as feeling shaky. And I think that you already know that. The potential outcome, if you do start to move away and kind of just almost like take the stress head on, make the tough decision and just do it, I feel like you're fired up enough to do that. The potential outcome of that is I see you planning again. I see you thinking things through really well. And for some reason, when it comes down to it, you want to make sure that you are connected to your intuition during this time. Make sure you're not moving in a way that doesn't feel right for you. Because I do see you planning, but I also see a little bit of emotional immaturity coming through. So I'm not sure if you're planning on how you're going to deal with emotional immaturity, or if your plans need to be mature in a way. I don't know, my group number 2s. Take that as it resonates, but there's something emotionally immature coming through. Maybe a younger water sign. So part of the potential outcome is you withdrawing, but you feeling really good. I feel like you're going to feel like you overcame this situation. There's probably going to be a period of time of distance and of kind of keeping to yourself. I'm also seeing that there's going to be deep healing happening, and you are going to feel very successful when it comes to that. When it comes to there's a masculine energy, a provider coming through, possibly an earth sign, doesn't have to be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, someone who is a provider and has enough to give. I feel like this energy is being very reflective, and there's a lot of deep healing going on in ways that maybe they felt like they were not confident, or they couldn't be the provider or provide enough of whatever this home foundation or situation required. I do think that you are going to start to see the illusions around that. If you did feel like you weren't enough at any point in the situation, I feel like you're going to start to see through the illusions of what is real and what is not. What did you bring to the table? And probably like heal from that and start to recover from that. So if you are in a situation that didn't that started to make you kind of like feel that you weren't providing enough, I do see that you are going to start to come through on the other side. I feel like there's going to be some form of clarity or of light being shone on the situation. Yeah. All right. So that's the first story, the first option. So the second option that came through is you just waiting, not making a move, but you're not living in your truth either. Like with the 7 of Swords, there's lies, there's deceit, there's stealing, there's cheating. So maybe you don't fall into all those categories, but you're not being truthful about something. While you're just waiting around for this situation to blow over, or whatever it is you're waiting for, maybe you're waiting on communication of some sort. It's not in a good energy. There's no movement at all. It's just, and you're also, while there's no movement, it's almost like you're not living in your truth, whatever that might be. I do see that there is quick communication that comes up with love, when it comes to love and emotions. Like there is communication going back and forth. Like, you know, maybe you're waiting, you're like, I love you, well, I love you, and then that's kind of it. I feel like there's still someone who's unhappy. It's not a happy home. It's like, yeah, there's communication about feelings, and there are feelings there. Maybe there's even talks about self-love and how we love our own selves. There's something about action and quick communication when it comes to feelings, but there's not happiness in the home. I think it's going to leave you waiting for a while. You're just going to kind of be hanging out until you gain a new perspective on the situation. Because no matter what, my group number 2s, there is a new perspective coming, and you did have that reverse Ace of Swords at the beginning of your reading, and now you have the Hanged One, which is telling me there's not going to be much movement if you choose to just wait this out, but you are going to gain a new perspective over how you want to proceed. No matter what, I see you marching forward with this Pentacle. I see you planning, and I see you trying to, you're going to identify where there's opportunity for you to move into, what you want to grow into next, is what I'm feeling in the waiting energy. We'll call this the waiting option. So the potential outcome, if you just wait this out and don't speak your truth and just kind of hang in there, is I still see you walking away. I see you walking away from something that is not fulfilling you. And look at, in both options, these people have their back turned to the past, and they're facing an unknown future. You don't know where you're going, but you know that where you're at right now, it's not it, is what I'm hearing. The potential outcome, if you do just wait this out, it's a delayed start. The new start can come in when it comes to love and partnerships, or this could be an existing partnership or a new one that's trying to come in for you. But there's something here about you're delaying a start by being in this waiting energy. There is the sense that you are going to be being watched, that you might be dealing with a younger air sign. Doesn't have to be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, but someone's watching you. Like someone's keeping an eye on you is what I'm feeling. As you're walking away, someone's keeping an eye on you. That is the potential outcome for the waiting energy option. So I'm seeing you leave, take the stress head on, and do it while you're feeling passionate about it. And it's going to lead you to plan and almost like inner celebration of what you've accomplished, the healing that you've done, and healing around someone here not being able to provide the stability for this this foundation, like healing around that. And then second option is wait it out, continue to live as you've been living, not really expressing your truth. And it's just kind of like not satisfying or fulfilling, but you do end up gaining a new perspective and walking away. In both options, I see you walking away. It's just a matter of timing. What timing you want to take is what I'm hearing. My group number 2s. All right, let's pull some. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Let's pull some Moon Oracle cards and see what thems have to say. I was going to say them bitches, but no, my cards are bitches. I mean, they can be. I call my friends bitches. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. What advice do my group number 2s? What advice do we have for my group number 2s, Spirit? What advice do we have for my group number 2s? Thank you. A fiery climax approaches. I do think something is changing soon. Full moon in Aries. Maybe someone here is a fire sign. We have a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Maybe someone has Cancer in their chart. Sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And conclusions are within reach. So I do think that you are closer to, I think you already know. I think you're closer to making a decision than maybe you want to admit. And maybe that's where the 7 of Swords comes in. And then I am going to pull this last one. The bottom of the deck for you is surrender to the divine, because there are things that are out of our control. But I do think that you seem like the kind of person that is ready to take control of the things you can't take control of. My group number 2s. I think this is all I have for you. I hope you're, like I always say, I hope you heard something here that can help you. And I'm sending you guys so much love and so many blessings. And I will catch you at the next one. Thanks, guys. Hello, friends. If you picked this Betty Boop sticker, then welcome to your reading, my group number 3s. I hope you're all doing amazing, and I can't wait to jump right into your reading. I do have a little disclaimer. I just want to remind you, you're the only one that lives your life. You know your life best. I am definitely not qualified to be telling you what to do. So, I feel like this reading just kind of needs that disclaimer, because we are looking into whatever crossroads you're at in your life, whatever situation requires a decision, you to make a decision on how to move forward. We are going to be looking into 2 options as to how you could possibly proceed and what the potential outcomes are if you do take either of those options. And then, of course, we'll be ending your reading off with a little bit of advice. And as always, my friends, it is my hope that you hear something here that can really help you in your real life off of the internet. All right, my loves, let's get started. We are going to start your reading by doing a quick little energy check-in. We're going to look into what you're currently yeah, what you're currently going through, what the situation entails. That'll help you identify if you did pick the right group, which I'm sure you did, but you never know. I'm being shown fire signs here. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius doesn't have to be someone who is confident and a go-getter. People probably really like to talk to you. Easy to talk to, easy on the eyes. I should say, and easy on the eyes. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to channel these messages. Thank you for allowing me to channel these messages for group number 3. What is group number 3's current energy? What are they currently going through? What's this crossroads at? Happiness. What's going on with my group number 3s? I am getting lots of fire for you. Maybe there are fire signs here. What's my group number 3s currently going through? What is the situation about? Oh, look at that. Could be about love, huh? Partnerships, heartbreak. Finding your happiness, my loves. It's probably on your mind. What's going on with group 3s? A block in communication, perhaps? Or someone's resisting something? Take it as it resonates. All right. Why is the sun here, Spirit? Why is the sun here? Why is the 3 of Wands in reverse, Spirit? The Fool. Why is the 2 of Cups in reverse? Why is the 3 of Wands, or 3 of Swords here, Spirit? Why is the 3 of Swords? Yeah, this is, all right, my group number 3s. If this is a relationship, then you definitely picked the right reading. Not talking about the past. Someone here doesn't want to address the past. There is still hope in the situation, and I think that's what's keeping you kind of going. So let's get started. You're showing up as being a positive person. Like, you're showing up as being someone that, like, you want happiness, and I feel like you bring warmth and happiness to the people around you. Right now, I feel like you're feeling emotional. I feel like you're maybe feeling emotionally unstable in a way that you're used to feeling very stable in. You have a lot of love to give. You're very empathetic. You have a deep capacity to understand people and show up in a way of love. But right now, the love is kind of unhinged. No, I mean, for lack of a better word, but it just feels like maybe you're swept away in emotion. I feel like you've been waiting for something. I feel like you used to know it was coming, like you used to be waiting for something to come in, something that you work towards or something that you could see coming. And now it's just turned into waiting. There's an energy of you not really moving forward, and there's a delay in a new start. There's a blockage in a partnership. There's heartbreak. There's no communication. I mean, it's just all kind of flowing through. I feel like you're trying to, I feel like during this time that you're just kind of waiting, you have a wish for something. Like, you wish something was fill in the blank. I wish blank because it would bring me comfort is kind of what I'm hearing. Like, I feel like you really were waiting for something to materialize in the, like, I feel like something didn't materialize is what I'm picking up here, because we have the 9 of Cups, and this is about manifesting stability and comfort and a wish fulfillment. And I feel like you were left wishing for something, or maybe now you're wishing for something to happen that never did happen, or it never did come in. You're kind of hanging out in this place of either not taking a leap of faith or not being able to take a new chance, a new opportunity, a new journey. There's a blockage there right now when it comes to starting something new, even though you desperately want to move forward. I see like you want to move forward, but something isn't happening. It's like I see you want good things, but there's like blockages in the 3D world is what I'm feeling. You have this inner want to move forward and move forward with purpose and with a vision. And I feel like right now you feel like you can't yet. There's a delay in starting something new. There is a partnership coming up where there is a blockage. There is heartbreak and disappointment tied into it. This could be a romantic partner for sure. There is the Lovers card. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra is coming through. Fire signs coming through like crazy. Libra, maybe someone has Libra in their chart. Doesn't have to be. I'm also getting Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces vibes. I feel like there's previous confusion about this partnership, and now it's like someone's ready to choose. Someone's getting ready to make the decision, like wherever they were confused about this partnership, things are becoming clearer now. There's like moving away from options. There could have also been options here on how to proceed forward, and someone is kind of gaining clarity on that. It does cause heartbreak and disappointment, and what's causing that is this disunion here, this relationship that it's not okay right now. It's not flowing okay. There's no communication. Maybe two different people are on two different pages about what they want. One of them was left waiting, and maybe they're still waiting. And during the waiting time, they've gained clarity on what's going on in this relationship, and that was painful and it was disappointing. Maybe you had plans that you were going to move forward with this person, and all of a sudden you realize that they're in a different place, or mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever that is. I just feel like maybe you guys aren't on the same page right now. Someone here does not want to talk about or address something from the past. There's something from the past that is causing imbalance in the situation, and it's being like walked around. Like I'm like almost want to look away from here, because it's like that's how I feel the energy is. The energy does not want to address something from the past or correct something from the past, and that's causing I almost said a breakdown in communication, so that could definitely be it, because I feel like things aren't flowing. The only communication cards I see here are like painful, which is this Three of Swords. I don't see any other communication coming through. My group number 3s. Let me see if there's anything else. All right. Let's move into looking at the options. So if this sounds like your situation, my group number 3s, then you found your reading. All 3 have been different. All 3 have been different in feel. So if you did feel inclined to check out another group, by all means, go for it, because I do think that one is more closely related to this one than the other, but I won't say which one because I don't want to influence your listening decision. All right, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Can we please look into one of the options that my group number 3s have and how to move forward? Can we please look into one of the options that my group 3s have in moving forward? Bossing up. Aries energy coming through my group number 3s. Why the 9 of Swords in reverse, Spirit? And why the Emperor? Release them burdens, my group number 3s. What's the potential outcome? What's the potential outcome here? What's the potential outcome? Why the Knight of Cups in reverse, Spirit? There's that Queen of Cups in reverse. Very emotionally tied, which I understand. Why this 8 of Pentacles, Spirit? Okay. Oops. The Death card really wanted to fly out. Let me fix these so that you guys can at least see them a little bit, and then I will hold them up as we're talking about them. So it feels like emotional, like an emotional roller coaster, which makes sense because when we talk about relationships, I mean, talk about, they kind of have the power to drive you a little nutty, even when you feel like a connection to someone. I don't know if I should pull that. I'm gonna keep it to the side because that does show me that there's a delayed closing of a chapter, but we'll see if it ties in. Thank you, Spirit. What's in the potential second option for how my group threes proceed? What's the second potential option? Lots of passion. Why the Ace of Wands, Spirit? Why the Page of Wands? Why the Four of Swords? Wow. Interesting. What's the potential outcome of this option? What's the potential outcome? Okay, are you walking away or are you not walking away? Why the Six of Swords in reverse, Spirit? Okay, I see. Why the Eight of Cups, Spirit? Okay, and the Page of Pentacles? Okay, so now I see why this World Reverse card showed up, and we will talk about that. My group number threes. All right, let's start over here on the left. So the first option that is kind of being highlighted is you planning with this Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who plans very methodically and thinks things through. So I see you, one of your options is for you to plan because you've now had a new perspective on the situation, a new mentality, a new way of thinking. Maybe it's even accepting something and getting to the point where you're planning something out. You're planning how you're going to move forward. I do see you like, you're stepping away from the high anxiety. You're like, listen, I'm losing too much sleep. This is kind of taking over my thoughts. Like, I'm going to chill out and I'm going to relax about what can be viewed as being a disaster. And the reason I say that is because this Tower reverse is telling me that you're starting to recover from like a big event, something that changed everything. And I see you're dropping it. You're dropping the stress. Like option one is you planning out and taking on a new way of thinking about something. And maybe the new way of thinking about it is like, you know what? I'm not going to stress about it anymore. I'm just going to surrender it to the universe. Like, I'm not going to try to avoid this disaster because I feel like whatever it was you were avoiding in the situation, it was avoiding it because you didn't want it to come crumbling down. And you're showing up as being very strong and confident in the situation with this Emperor card. I'm getting Aries vibes, could be any fire sign, doesn't have to be, but this is a very assertive masculine energy who is a leader and isn't afraid to take responsibility, take into account, make decisions, and start marching towards what the goal is, what the bigger picture is, what they want, what they think. They're also very good at being a stable person for people around them. And I see you dropping the burdens. I see any extra responsibilities you have, anything that's burdening you. I feel like you're getting ready to drop it and move with confidence. That's one of the options on how to move through this. It's like bossing up and just getting through it and planning a realistic way through this, whatever this may be. The outcome, the potential outcome of taking this route, I do see someone here is holding back romantic feelings and they're very emotional. So I do see that taking this route, is gonna leave you feeling very emotional and like there's love there and maybe nowhere to give it or don't know how to express it. So I think for a while you might feel very emotionally tied to the situation when it comes to love and romance and empathy. Be careful with emotional manipulation during this time, whether you're the one doing it or someone else. Just keep that in mind. When I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, she could often get swept away on her throne with all her tears, the waves of tears. Another part of the potential outcome of taking this route is there's something here about conflict when it comes, maybe an argument or a conversation, and someone's going to say, I waited. I waited for you, or I waited for this, or I tried waiting. It never happened. And there's going to be something that has to be dropped when it comes to that. It's going to leave you processing and having to move on from, I waited, I tried, I waited, and nothing ever happened is what I'm hearing. I'm also seeing that the outcome is going to be you being very focused on your goal. So whatever this Knight of Pentacles over here, whatever he was planning and marching towards and nurturing, I see you're going to be very focused on it. So even if you are feeling emotional and having to process things and let arguments go, like no one's kind of a winner in this situation, maybe things just have to stay. I think that by you focusing on what you do want, you are like, you're releasing options that don't serve you. I feel like you're choosing what to go for, and you are choosing to let a chapter die so a new one can begin. You had the Fool in reverse somewhere over here. So I think it was in the earlier part of your reading, but whatever the new start that can't happen yet, I see you are putting an end to something so that there can be a rebirth. So that's where the energy would go if you were to release the burden of this disaster, or stop avoiding what you feel a disaster and just kind of facing it head on and actively choosing to drop the burden. Whatever's overburdening you is going to lead you to lay a chapter to rest and to be focused on what you do want. My group number 3s. Okay. So your second option in how to possibly proceed through this situation is we have the Ace of Wands with the 3 of Swords. We have the Page of Wands with the Queen of Swords in reverse. And we have the 4 of Swords with the Page of Swords. So this to me is you choosing to, what's the word? I was going to say inject, but with this Ace of Wands, that might not be the best choice of words. Insert. No, that's also kind of, you're choosing to give more energy to the attention, to the situation, energy and attention to the situation. Whatever that means. I feel like there's a spark here. You're trying to keep going, but it's painful. There's a spark of excitement that you're like trying to keep the wand lit, but it's tied into feeling disappointed and feeling heartbroken over it. Now that, to me, on my end of it, as I'm saying this, I'm like, does that make sense to me? It doesn't matter if it makes sense to me. If it makes sense to you and that's your message, you'll know it. So it's almost like you putting in the effort to keep this exciting spark going. It's going to lead to disappointment. And maybe you already know that, or you already feel that, but that is an option you have, is to continue giving to this situation. Because I see that you could go either way. You could choose to drop whatever's burdening you and pick a different path, or pick how you want to proceed forward, or you can continue to give into this, is what I'm seeing. I think it might leave you feeling a little unclear, or like you're compromising your boundaries, or you're not expressing truly what you think or how you feel about the situation, because you're like, okay, well, it's an exciting start. Like this is change. This is, okay, it's shifting. So let me just go with it because there's something here. There's communication happening and we both kind of seem excited, but you're also kind of holding back. I don't see you fully expressing your pain, or your pain is becoming part. Oh, brace yourselves, my group 3. Brace yourselves, because what I just heard is your pain is becoming part of your identity in this situation. Ooh, I just got chills, my friends. So your identity, the disappointment and the heartbreak is like becoming part of your identity in this situation. I'm not saying that's real. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying there's a part of you that now carrying this burden is almost like turning you, I almost feel like martyrdom. Like I feel like someone who's just carrying the pain, but it's like starting to tie into who you are in this relationship or this situation. But I feel like you're doing it for, like, I don't want to say the greater good, but maybe for the sake of trying, the sake that things are changing, the sake that there is something exciting happening here that hasn't happened in a while. I do think that going this route is going to take energy from you that really you should be like containing within yourself. There's a sense here of healing and meditating and taking time out and really healing from this situation. But that's not really, you're not able to do that when you decide to give this what you got, which I don't know if this is how you want to show up, you know, even though things are exciting and even though now it seems like there's potential that wasn't there before. I just feel like it might take from you. I see communication here. Like there is going to be communication. It's a little bit younger in feeling. It's not very mature. There could be a sense of you being watched or someone watching what you're doing or how you're doing it. It doesn't have to be, but there is the sense of watching and waiting for communication that is coming through. So maybe someone's going to be wanting more of your communication. I just see you giving a lot in this. You know, maybe it's not even giving a lot if you're under, if you're if you're all good in all areas, if you're not feeling down, if you're not feeling depleted, if you're happy in your life, you're happy in your relationship, then when you give into this excitement, it doesn't feel like this. But because it feels like this, I can only feel like you're trying to give something that you don't currently possess yourself because you're overburdened with something. You're overburdened with something else. So the potential outcome of this situation, of you trying to give more to it, I do see that you do walk away from something that is not fulfilling. There is love here, but you are ready to turn your back on it because you know that this is not it. How you're feeling staying is worse than how you're feeling walking away into the unknown is what I get. I feel like the reason you choose to walk away is because you lose hope in this situation. There's Aquarius energy coming through. It doesn't have to be, it could be any air sign. It could be any sign, but like I said, I'm getting heavy Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aries, maybe a little bit of Earth, Leo, and Sagittarius is coming through. Yeah. So I feel like the potential outcome is you're going to lose hope and you're going to walk away. But in return, you're going to be very excited about the direction you're heading in because you're going to see the opportunity. I feel like you're going to have a very clear indication, a plan, idea, very tangible about how you're going to move forward. And you are going to be very excited to get going. Now, how far the excitement is going to take you, I can't really say because this is the Knight of Wands and he tends to be very exciting, very appealing, very alluring, but then he kind of tends to leave just as quickly. So that translated into efforts that we put efforts and consistency. Just look out for that. What effort and consistency are you putting into this new opportunity? So earlier when I said, are you walking away or are you not? Because we literally have the card of walking away, the Eight of Cups, and then we literally have the card of moving away, but reversed. So it's like two opposite meanings in the same outcome. And that's why I asked for clarification, because the Six of Swords, when it's upright, it's you moving to a calmer place, to a better place, you making the difficult decisions to move on. But when it's reversed, it's showing me you're not moving on. But you know why you're not moving on? Because you're staying somewhat connected to the situation, to this person, to this place, whatever it is. But you are rebelling against what's traditionally like normally expected or how it happens. So let's say, now I'm just using this as an example, my friends. Let's say that we are talking relationship and you're debating if it's time to go or not, or if you should invest more into it. What this is telling me is that even though you choose to walk away from part of whatever this is going on, the part that isn't fulfilling you, like you're still going to be around. Like you're not moving away from this person. Like say you guys were married and you still want to be friends, or you're in a long-term relationship and you guys are still the best of friends. Or let's say this is you showing up somewhere where that's not technically your title anymore, but this is how you're proceeding forward. And the reason I say that is because if this is about work, then obviously I see you moving away, but still being attached in a different way, being a part of the situation in a non-traditional way. And when I say traditional, that means traditional to whatever role you played before or whatever this normally is. My group number 3s. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Yeah, wow. I say wow because I can't even remember what I said about option number 1. Because when I channel, it's just, it just tends to spew out, my friends. I did say I was going to talk about this World Reverse card, and it's just like that full reverse, you know, there's a delay in the ending of a chapter. There's almost like a resistance to the ending of a chapter. But the ending doesn't have to be like the end period. Like it could be the end ... because there's something getting ready to be reborn. Did you guys like that? All right. All right, my friends, thank you, Spirit, for all those messages. Can we please get some last minute advice for my group number 3s, my lovely group number 3s, my Betty Boopers? Advice for my group number 3s. Oh, that one did say adjustments are required. So if that feels like it applies to you, then I can see that, because you did have that Knight of Pentacles. Planning, adjust, plan it, pivot, adjust, right? We have a time to give rather than take. So we did have that card about giving in a situation. Maybe that's what you feel. You feel if you do take that second option where you're giving, maybe it's because you feel like you need to be giving to the situation. And my group number 3s, there is no right and wrong in anything that you do, as long as you're following what feels right for you. And obviously, like morals, that's, I don't know if that's up for debate when depending who you talk to, but what I mean is like, you can't take a wrong path because you're going to end up in the same place. It's just a time thing. It's, are you going to delay it, or are you going to, you know, take it when the universe brings you the opportunity? The first time we have conclusions are within reach. So I do think that there is a resolution that's coming sooner than later. And your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So if you're not in the planning stages, I do see you moving into planning stages. And planning what? that'll be different for everybody. But I do think that you're reaching that conclusion that you do need a plan to move through with this. And then we have bottom of the deck. I am going to take this for you. We have take time to breathe out. So that's about meditating. That's that Four of Swords. We have a time to give rather than take. I'm really feeling like this is what your mind might be telling you, but just remember to take care of yourself. Take time to breathe out, to meditate, to, you know, I keep saying meditate. I know not everyone's into that term, but it's like more than that. It's taking your moments of silence and giving them intention. It's like, I've talked to friends before when I do their readings and I'm like, bro, you need to meditate. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, look, it starts simple. When you're in the shower, we all do it. We all zone out. We all, you know, whatever thoughts come to us. But just be aware of what those thoughts are. And like when you're in the shower and the water's hitting you, like imagine that anything that doesn't serve you or anything that is not yours to carry, any worries that you have, literally imagine them being washed off of you and like down the drain. Start to ask your guides, lean into your spirituality, lean into whatever it is that you believe in and ask for guidance, ask for clarity, ask for whatever it is that you feel you need to get you through this situation. And by doing those small little steps, I promise you, you're going to feel the difference. And that's part of taking the time to breathe out and relax and giving yourself time and space to replenish your own cup, my friends, because I do feel like emotionally you may have been depleted. Yeah, it just feels like your energy is wearing thin, my loves. Please take care of yourselves. I hope you have enjoyed this reading, my friends. That is all I have for you today. Please take care of yourselves, and I will catch you at the next one. Thanks, guys.